y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carrie Shannon and I'm your fashionable finance bestie. And today we're talking all about how to set financial goals this year because we want to make sure that we have our coin, okay? So we're gonna do our goals though God's way because we're a believer. So I wanted to first always start off with a scripture to give you about money because it's really important. So one of the scriptures that I like to read is Proverbs 21 verse 5. And here is the Bible that I use. It is the ESV version and it is one of the best versions ever out there. I like it because it's the English Standard Version. It is the direct translation of the Greek and Hebrew is what I was told and what I've researched. So I would definitely suggest when looking for a good Bible, do your research. But I will link this one for you if you all want it because it has like a lot of historical background in it. So even like the starts of the chapters give you kind of like, okay, an author, an estimated data when this was written. And then it also gives you an outline. So it just helps me understand scripture a little bit better. So Proverbs 21 verse 5, the plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. So when I look at this scripture, I think about being diligent. And so let's look up what diligent means. So I like to use something called the Blue Letter Bible app. So you probably can't see this, but it's called the Blue Letter Bible app. And what I like about it is you can get the Greek and Hebrew versions of words. So only to want. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness. So Proverbs 21 is talking about life and conduct. That's what it says at the top of this. And like what I like about the ESV version is it gives like this complete breakdown at the bottom, like more of a in-depth kind of understanding of like what the scripture says. So I'm gonna look up what the word diligent means. So I'm gonna go to the concordance and diligent, I'm gonna click on the word diligent, and that is the Hebrew word for hamsa. It's pronounced amsa. Properly incisive or active, incisive, hence a trench as dug, gold as mined, a threshing sledge, determination, eager, decision, diligent, pointed thing. It also means pointed things, sharp threshing instrument, and wall. So I think that's also very interesting that diligence can mean an object. I never knew that at all. Never knew that at all. And so there's like multiple references in here, and so it's pronounced Harus. That's how you say it. Y'all don't judge me because I don't know how to say it, but Harus is the name. So that's just kind of like how I like to study the Bible. So the next word I'm gonna look up is going to be plenteousness, since Carrie cannot seem to get that one right today. Okay, so it's mathar. It's how you say that one. So it means preeminence, abundance, profit, superiority. The next word, the last word that I'll look up for the scripture is hasty. So let's understand what haste means. It means to press, to be close, hurry, withdraw, labor, be narrow. Ooh, that's good. That is so good. To be close, hurry, withdraw, haste, labor, be narrow. It also can mean confined. And so I also think about, like when I think about this scripture, I think about, you know how like you can lose something, or like say for instance you just, I don't know, I would like to use, I guess a lot of people who invested in crypto, how like it was like up and everyone was investing their money in crypto, or some of these people were, and then it just like went down and people lost a lot of their money. Like they were investing like all their money in crypto. Like that's kind of like what comes to mind when I think about something like that, is like just not being diligent over your plans. and not using like wise mind. And so what I wanted to talk about is like how to set proper boundaries when it comes to just spending goals and just budgeting in general, because I think that if you have an emergency fund, that can help a lot of your problems. But so the first thing that, you know, I like to do when building any type of money goals is I like to kind of look at what I've done over the past year. And so you can print out, I would say, like your past year's 2 months. Well, really the last year's 2 months bank statements may not be a good reflection because they're like holidays. So I would say like before the holiday, so maybe like August, September, and you can do the end of the year too. And kind of like keep in mind, I guess, if you did go Christmas shopping or just traveling, if you travel, kind of looking into those line items to see what you spent. So I would start with looking over your bank statements to see, okay, how much did I spend last year on X, Y, and Z? And then I would say you can put an emergency fund together based on that. So one of the things that I would say is you really want to understand what a bill is versus what is a bill and an expense are versus what a need is. And so I really want to ask you this question of how much does it really cost to be you? I learned this in a class, and that's probably one of the best things that I have ever learned. One of the people said, how much does it cost to be you? And when I say how much does it cost to be you, I'm not talking about your hair, your nails, shopping at Sephora. I'm talking about your bills. How much does it cost to be you? So that would mean car, if you have a car payment, car insurance. Everyone should have insurance. Any type of medical thing. So if you do, like, if you have, I guess, if you work for yourself and you have health care, so your health benefits, and then of course whatever health benefits get taken out of your check for the people who do work, you know, at a corporate job, that's fine too. And then any like HSA or FSA oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. Contributions, any FSA or HSA contributions, if they don't come out of your check, but I don't know how you guys do it, but you know, that would be something that's like kind of a bill in a way, because it's like kind of a necessity for your health. And then like your mortgage or rent payments, water, sewer, trash, electric, internet, cable. That's kind of optional, so we're just gonna say internet because you can watch TV now with internet. So those would be the things that I would be considered like a bill. And then your expenses, which would be like gas, which is in gas for your car. Then you would have groceries. So those types of things are the things that you need to live. The things that you need to live are considered a bill and expense. Getting your hair done, your nails done, shopping, Sephora, Target runs, those are all considered not bills or expenses. So when there is a cost to be you and you have a goal, you may have to sacrifice a couple of those things. And I'm actually gonna do that. I'm crying. I'm actually gonna take a part of this, like where I want to see if I can only give myself $100 a check, like so every what, bi-weekly? Yeah, bi-weekly. So I want to see if I can do it, and if I can, that's really good. So because I just felt like last year for me, like I was spending way too much. And it's like, as a creator, you can really get caught up in what people are posting in terms of like excuse me, if you're a fashion girl, as you can see, if you're a fashion girl and you like clothes, you're trying to find your style. Like, I really have wasted money over the years, and God, please forgive me, you know, because it's like some of the things that I want to do now, I'm paying for because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And I don't know who this is for, but you know, if God is telling you about some of the things that you should be doing with your goals, financially or whatever type of goals that you have, I would definitely suggest finishing the thing that God told you to do. Because for me right now, I'm kicking myself because there was something that I should have done I didn't do. And it's gonna be fine. It's just that I wasn't obedient. And when God tells you to move, it's so important to move in this hour. We really just have to listen to the things that He wants us to do. Sometimes it doesn't always feel good, and we have to fight our flesh off and, you know, and tell our flesh, you know, this, no, we're not going to do this. I don't want to buy this, X, Y, and Z. So like, it's just really important to set financial goals. Is basically what I'm saying. It's really, really important to set financial goals and your bills, and then versus what your needs, what your wants are. And so for me, one of the things that I consider is like not getting my nails done, completely not getting my nails done. The last time I went to the nail shop, I spent like $100, I think, and $50. I want to say, was it $150? It was like, no, I'm sorry, it was $135. And I was like, first of all, since when did gel polish cost $15? I can go, for $15, I can do my own toes, like, at that point, you know? So, I was like, no, like, we're gonna have to reconsider this, because $135 for nails? No, absolutely not. Like, I can do something else with that money. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So I'm trying to like reconfigure some things in my own personal budget, because $135, that's way too much. Like, we're not, what am I, like, what am I doing at that point? Like, am I trying to impress somebody? Like, what is the point? You know, no. So, there's that. So I would say for an emergency fund, you want to make sure that you have 2 months worth of bills to start with. So this is to start with. Now this isn't, you know, something I would suggest 6 months, 4 to 6 months. But I would say if you are someone who maybe has like an income restriction and you're, you know, you want to make sure you have something, I would definitely suggest starting off with 2 months and then building from there. So let's say for instance you have $1,000. I would say like $1,000 would be a really good base to start off with. If you have $1,000, let's say you make $1,000 a month. I'm trying to think of a good number to start off with. Like, okay, let's say that you make $1,200 a check. No, let's say that you make $1,000 per check. So let's say $1,000 bi-weekly. So let's say your rent is $500. So let's say your rent is $500. So that means that you would put $250, you would take $250 out of each check, that's your rent. And then you would do gas, water, and electric. I don't think you have gas at an apartment, but you guys know what I mean. Gas, water, electric, whatever that is, you would want to put double. So for every $250 you put aside for rent, you would be wanting to put an extra $250 in your savings. So whatever to get to that 500. So you would be continuing to save until you hit that number. So if your rent is $500 a month and you make $2,000 a month, that means that you would have to try to put away $2,000. No. Yeah, $2,000, that's right. You would have to try to put away $2,000. So whatever you can, as quick as you can, get to that 2K, you're good. And then after that, everything else follows. So then you would start off with, you know, groceries. I would say groceries, gas, and then like, you know, electric, water, like those types of things, whatever, you know, you get per month. Rent would be the most important thing, and mortgage would be the most important thing. You could figure everything else out, because to me, that's the most expensive thing. That's where I would start saving first. I would start saving with the most expensive thing first, and then you can go there. And then, you know, if you're married, I would say, you know, really combine finances, but that's a whole nother, like, that might be a series. So I would definitely say start there, and then you're good. And then you want to build from there. Then you want to start building. And then I like to say, like, I like to do something called just in case money. And so sometimes, like, things happen, something overdrafts on accident. You know, maybe you miscalculated a payment or on something, or you wasn't expecting something. It happens sometimes. I would say at all times have at least an extra like $150 in your account. You will be surprised, if you can, you will be surprised how many times that has saved me. Sometimes I will just say, you know what, yes, I calculated this to the T, but did I forget something? And if I forgot something, or maybe something come out early, it ain't supposed to come out, you know, sometimes you may forget, just in case. If you have an extra $150 in your account sometimes, that could save you. It really can. Or like, you know, just really understanding like your boundaries. So I would say we could start there. We could start with understanding our bills, expenses, how to save for them, and then also like making sure that we're planning God's way, because that's what we're here for if you're a believer. So that's kind of like what I do is, you know, we're kind of starting this thing of where we, you know, save our mortgage and things like that. That way, you know, for a rainy day, in case, we'll be fine. So that is all I have for the video today. Thank you all for watching. And the next video, we'll be talking about just spending boundaries, or setting boundaries when it comes to spending. That'll be the second thing that we talk about. All right, y'all.